My name is Dr. Mike Litrel. I'm double board certified in obstetrics and gynecology and reconstructive surgery. Today, I'm going to answer your top Google questions about relationships after childbirth. Having a baby just sucks. You spend 280 days growing that baby inside your body, and then it comes out of your body, and then you have to take care of it for 18 years, and you're physically attached to the baby for 9 months, and then you're emotionally attached to the baby for the rest of your life. Is that beautiful? Yes. As a guy, it's particularly beautiful because the mom's taking care of the baby and you get to watch it and, oh, I have a son, I have a daughter, this is so much fun. But the mom is the one doing the majority of the work. She did all of the work beforehand and she does 90% of the work afterhand. So why is she angry? Women figure out, boy, I really got the raw end of the deal. There's a simple reason for this. The baby grows inside your body. The baby comes out of your body, and then you're holding the baby all the time. And many women breastfeed the baby, and that hurts. The emotions hurt. The physicality hurts. And finally, the baby falls asleep, and you're in bed. And instead of having a 8-pound baby sucking your breast, you have a 200-pound man that wants to snuggle up next to you. And oh my God, can there be anything more repulsive than that? It's normal to not want to be touched, and you need more rest, and you need a babysitter, and you need to be taken on a cruise by your husband that loves you. If you mean, why don't I feel in love with my partner? I think that love is not really a feeling. Love is an action. People think that when you first become infatuated, you're in love with someone, that is the relationship. And oh, I have this tremendous feeling in my heart and a sexual longing, and I just want to be with that person. We call that being in love, but love is not really an emotion. It is definitely something we do with our lives. And I think that if we base how we feel about the other person based upon how we're feeling at the moment, sometimes we're going to be angry, sometimes we're going to be resentful, but do we act in loving ways? That's more important. I think that a man definitely loves you more after he witnesses the sacrifice of you creating life. I think that it's impossible for a man not to love you more. There are boys that are in the bodies of men that just think of themselves. A man is someone that thinks of you and thinks of your children and dedicates himself to taking care of you and your children. And I think that's a man. So without a doubt, a man loves you more, because how could he not? You've just participated in this dance of his creation in your life. If he doesn't love you more, then it's a problem with him, not a problem with you. I don't think that guys change so much, but they can be revealed. And what does that mean? A man that is not committed to his wife, his girlfriend, is not committed to the child, he'll change. He enjoyed having a sexual relationship and having fun and going out and drinking, and all of a sudden she's not drinking anymore, or she's not having fun, or she's tired, and she needs support, she needs a babysitter, and she needs to be listened to. And all of a sudden the guy's like, this isn't as much fun as I used to have. And I think that can be very difficult, particularly if you got in a relationship very young, or if there was sex before friendship and then pregnancy before a responsibility. So do guys change? I think that guys are revealed, and the relationship is revealed as far as guys are concerned. I think that ideally, a relationship between the mom and the dad should last throughout the teenage years of a child. I think it's really healthy for children to have two parents and for the relationship to last. In terms of how long does a typical relationship last, I think that the strength of a relationship before pregnancy determines that a lot. I think that if a young couple gets married or not get married, the reason they're together is because of pregnancy. I think that's the kind of relationship that can fall apart more quickly. Whereas if a couple gets married and then they wait 3 to 5 years and then they have a baby, I think that's the type of relationship that is founded on friendship and on respect, and that's obviously the most important thing. Couples fight after having a baby because raising children is really difficult. It's work. And I think that the husband and the wife are tired, particularly if the mom. It's frustrating to have a baby and to have children because there's always work to be done. You're getting up and you're doing things. That means there's less fun to be had. You can't just lie on the couch and relax and watch Netflix. We all need to lie down and relax and to have time off. And I think that when we have less time off and we have a full-time job, and a full-time job that's going to last 18 or more years, it's pretty daunting. That's why couples buy for sure. I think the relationship between a couple is more fun before children come into the picture, because you're going on dates, you're having fun, the arguments are pretty petty. And I think that the relationship is founded on this biological and spiritual idea of actually creating life, having a baby. And what I personally experience and what I see women experiencing all the time is motherhood is really difficult. It's a lot more difficult than fatherhood. And I think that fathers, all of a sudden, instead of their wives taking care of them, and focus on them, they focus on the baby. And then fathers very commonly are like, hey, what happened to me? And then moms are like, hey, why aren't you helping me? And I think it's much more difficult after you have children. Sometimes things are broken and you can't fix them. Humpty Dumpty fell off the wall. If the man and the woman want it to work, then it can work. Now, the key ingredient to a good relationship, there's one word, and that's communication. And I think that we have to communicate in ways that we understand. And men and women communicate differently. I think that one really important thing, just basic communication, is to express appreciation for the other person, to say 3 good things for every 1 bad thing you say. I think it's also important not to put too much emotion into things that are very emotional. You could be very angry. Instead of screaming and saying, I'm so angry, I think it's better to say, I'm angry and upset about this. And I think that when you take the emotional component out of it, you can say what you want to say and what you need to say. So I think that a lot of times couples have problems with the one key word is communication. I think that is the thing to work on, good communication skills. Probably the most important thing to do to keep the relationship alive after having a baby is one word, babysitter. I think you have to get a babysitter and you have to go out and just 2 or 3 hours on a date, bring life back to romance changes if you're talking about sexual relationships, and it definitely does. And I think that it's so common in the first year having a baby that romance takes a back burner. How do you keep romance alive? I think that you make time for each other, go out to eat, go to a movie, and you make time for yourself. Each individual, the mom and the dad, need to get time to rest so that they have the energy. Relationships take effort and discipline. And when you're committed to yourself and you're committed to your partner outside of your relationship with your child, I think that's how you keep romance back in, and babysitters will play a role in that as well. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe to my channel. You know, YouTube things.